Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Distract3d Podcast. I am your host, Finn, and I am joined today not by two people, but by one person, also known as the person that is supposed to be fired, and we're going to continue with this joke until we run it into the ground. Because we can.
Into the ground. One of the two.
Something like that. One of those options. Today, we are not joined by Jason. He is busy at the moment, but that's okay. Because, much like our topic today, we are not at AAA performance because we are a man down. So we're talking about AA video games today. Which, if you don't know what that is...
They're the ones where you have to put the double A's into the machine to be able to use the games, you know? It's so bad.
I'm walking away.
There's complete silence on Finn's side.
I'm walking away.
Guys, I live for these moments.
You really do. But AA games are essentially, for people that don't know, if you're not super invested in gaming development and understanding these things, you got your AAA titles, which are your big name $60 price tags. So that's Animal Crossing New Horizons, Assassin's Creed. Besides like Rogue would technically count as a AA game because it was made with less production value.
But Rogue is still fantastic. Just saying.
Well, that's the point of this, is to talk about AA games as a whole and how AA games are still.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just saying like, don't diss. Like, actually, that was my first Assassin's Creed game.
Really?
Yeah. Surprisingly, I've always wanted to play Assassin's Creed, but the very first game I ever got was Assassin's Creed Rogue on PS3.
Mine was Origins because it came with the microphone.
Oh yeah, well the second one that I got was what's it called? Odyssey. And I got that with my my microphone as well.
Yeah. But yeah, just to clarify, AA games are essentially, they're still made by not an indie studio, but instead still a more proper studio, I guess is the best way to say it. But their production value is not as high because they don't have the budget compared to a AAA studio. So that's what they are, and I'm using unless you want to tell me different, I'm using bleeding edge footage because it's a AA multiplayer game. That I figured, hey, we're talking about AA games, let's use a AA topic. The topic is AA games, so let's use a AA game footage. Yes.
Well, of course.
And I would never diss on AA games. I love AA games a lot. I don't think any of my top 10 games that we did were... Darkest Dungeon was indie. Pyre's technically indie. No, none of mine were AA games. They were all indie or mainstream. But a lot of my honorable mentions were. Because AA games are phenomenal. Because we've got things like... For example, Bleeding Edge, which I think is, for the most part, fantastic. Tristan has no idea what that is. But you can look it up.
I don't know.
Go look it up. It's a hero battler, right? Like Overwatch in a sense, but with a focus on melee combat. And it's really cool. It's a lot of fun.
Interesting.
But like AA games, I think are very important and very cool because indie games are awesome because those are startups. But without AA games, where would we be? Because AA games help fill the void of things that AAA games are afraid to do because they're like, we need money. But that indie games can't do because they don't have the money to do it.
The art style of Bleeding Edge looks like a hybrid of Borderlands and what's it called? Overwatch.
Yeah, pretty much. It's an urban art style.
Yeah,
Because
it's really.
I don't know if you can see Demon, the graffiti ninja guy, but he's got like an Oni mask on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He uses graffiti. So
nice.
is cool. Urban style is not really my thing, but it's a cool game, and it once again shows the experimentation of things, because the closest thing to this I would say is Splatoon, which was AAA, but still, experimentation is not done so much by AAA.
Boom.
Yeah, AA games. So, for example, one that we've talked about, but I don't think you've played it at all, but Vampire with a Y. I love it a lot. It was on my
AA.
Huh?
That's a AA game?
That's a AA game.
Interesting.
Yep. It's not as high of a budget as other games, but it's not an indie game. It's AA
That's
game.
crazy because it has a lot of detail in that.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
Huh.
I like
that's
it a lot.
Awesome.
It's not for everyone, because like people complained when it came out, and this is the thing with a lot of AA games, is, you know, there's typically something that they didn't get right because, you know, money is a thing. But you're not really in it for the combat. You're in it more for the story, which is great, and the characters and how you interact with them, and how you can just suck the blood from them, and that's how your fastest way to getting stronger, which I think is cool. It's a cool mechanic, and that's one of those things, you know, that's experimental in a sense. It's like, well, what if we did this and we focus on this, whereas a AAA game wouldn't do that, most likely. The chances of it are less.
Now, here's something interesting. Because I am kind of newer to the idea of AAA and AA, seeing as we just discussed it before this podcast. Totally
Tristan was like,
I have no idea what you mean.
Batteries.
Yes, exactly. Batteries. Anyway, so I looked up a list of AA platforms, or titles by platform. And I was looking at PC, and they consider Elder Scrolls Shivering Isles, which is a DLC to Oblivion. They consider that to be a AA title.
Was it kind of a was it kind of a standalone expansion?
I mean, it had literally nothing to do with the main title.
Because that was something Jason and I were discussing yesterday whenever I brought up the topic. Was Chimera Squad. For people that don't know, XCOM Chimera Squad is essentially... It's essentially a AA game. It was made by AAA Studio, but it was not given the full production of a AAA game. Hence why it is only $20.
I mean...
So the fact is, yes... AAA studios can make AA titles, because we saw that, like with Far Cry 3, they had the Far Cry Blood Dragon expansion, which, in a sense, is a AA title.
Yeah, I didn't know that you would even count expansions as AA titles.
I would only personally say standalone expansions that are their own separate thing.
That makes sense, yeah.
So, like Chimera Squad,
yeah,
I would count, because it's kind of... It's its own separate game, but it is a AA thing.
Because I've said this in previous episodes of this podcast. Elder Scrolls Shivering Isles was my favorite part of
Oblivion.
Oblivion. I mean, I liked it better than the original game. I've played through the Elder Scrolls Shivering Isles, and I haven't even played through Oblivion all the way through, because I don't know, it just kind of gets a little tedious having to close each of the portals.
I've never played Oblivion.
Yeah, I mean, basically what you do is you go through the different portals that appear in front of different main cities or whatever, and you close them, and you have to go through the Plains of Oblivion and destroy different towers. And the thing is that each of the Plains of Oblivion through those portals look the exact same because it's I don't know, it's the same place. So, I mean, it kind of is supposed to, but they didn't add much variety in it. But Shivering Isles is, the Mad God. I mean, it's his realm. So, I mean, everything you run into is just insane. I mean, it's so fun. They literally have a
blah 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 blah.
What is it called? I'm trying to think. There's Mania and
like a madness meter.
Yes, but it's like the opposite of Mania. I'm trying to think.
Sania.
Wait here.
I don't know.
Anyway, the island is literally divided in half, and it's divided by mania and whatever the opposite of mania is, like basically depression. But
I don't think those are opposites.
It kind of is.
Isn't?
Say what now?
I don't know. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, mania is like a. Okay, so it's called dementia and mania. It says.
Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, mania is like, extreme good feelings. So the idea is one side of the island is mania and it looks beautiful, but everything still wants to kill you. And then dementia just looks dark and depressing and things still want to kill you. But
is it because here's the thing, I wouldn't count it as a AA if it's still like part of the main game in terms of you play the main game and it's in the main game. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like how
the only way that it's in the main game is the portal to it is in the main game.
Okay.
And literally once you go through the portal, you're in a totally different map. I mean, unless you go back through the portal and into the main game, it's like, how can I explain it? It's kind of like Wii Sports, how like you can choose what game you want to play,
Sure. Because I don't know, that one I think sounds a little tricky to categorize because it's still part of the main game. It's not like a separate thing in your library, right? Which is why I call Chimera Squad.
Yeah, okay, I understand.
Blood Dragon that. So that one I say is a little iffy, just because it's kind of more of an expansion versus a standalone expansion. But I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's on an official list of AA titles.
I mean, that's true, I suppose, but I don't know. That one just seems a little iffy.
The confusion would come from because it is a little weird how it works.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just seems weird.
Oh, and Elder Scrolls Knights of the Nine, the other expansion that I told you about from Oblivion is on here as well, which I don't understand as much because that's in the same main map.
Like, for me, if I'm counting a DLC and expansion as a AA game, for me, personally, it has to be a standalone thing. It can't just be... Like, War of the Chosen, I don't consider it AA. Because, for one, it was more of a AAA production value, but it's also not a... Does it count as standalone? I don't know. That one's hard, too. I would not count it as AA because its production value was very high. But Chimera Squad I would count because it's its own thing and it, like, for example, I wouldn't say Shadowkeep is a AA thing, right? That's an expansion through and through.
Yeah.
It's a Rise of Iron expansion, not so much a Taken King or Forsaken expansion, but it's an expansion nonetheless.
I would say no to those mainly because of production value, but then again, you kind of have to. It is separated kind of from the main game because I mean it's a totally different map because they literally added a whole freaking world,
the moon was in the first game originally, so I don't count it as a new map.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
It's a lot of the same locations except there's a Scarlet Keep there now.
That's fair.
But, you know, you didn't play D1, so you wouldn't get it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
To quote the Joker thing, you wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't get it.
Still haven't seen that. You know what I watched? Before we get back on topic, I watched the Tim Burton Batman last night with Jack Nicholson as the Joker and Michael Keaton as Batman.
What do you think about it?
I loved it. I think you're probably going to hate me for this, but I like Jack Nicholson's performance as the Joker more than Heath Ledger's.
Huh. Okay. Well, I mean, because Jack Nicholson performs more of the thug type or the mafia boss type.
Yeah.
Kind of joke.
But just
I appreciate that. Don't get me wrong. I really like that because I think there's a good balance to all the different sides of Joker. And I honestly am totally fine with multiple people playing him because there's never, first of all, in the comics, there are multiple Jokers.
Yeah.
And there's so many sides to even just one Joker that you can't really ever pin him down, you know? But I just personally really love the insanity and the anarchy that was brought with Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah. I like Nicholson's performance more. I still felt the craziness from him.
Yeah.
And I liked it a lot. Michael Keaton as Batman, though, I didn't like as much. Christian Bale is just so good.
Christian Bale is really good. I don't know. Okay, well, I mean, of course, I think we can both agree that Mark Hamill's Joker is the best Joker.
Is very good.
And
I was laughing though because I didn't realize that in the Tim Burton Batman they give Joker's actual name in it.
I forgot that.
Yeah, his name's Jack something. I don't remember what the last name was. Which I also laughed about because Jack Nicholson plays Jack in The Shining.
Yeah.
So I was like, he plays two crazy characters with the same first name as him.
Well, the reason he got the role as Joker is because of his role in The Shining.
Yeah, I knew that.
And because of his arching eyebrows. He has some intense eyebrows, man.
Dude, he's so good, though.
I did enjoy his take on the Joker.
Yeah.
I personally believe, and I don't know, I may get some hate.
Is this your Jared Leto good performance one? Are you about to say Jared Leto's performance was really good?
Oh, no. I mean, his was interesting, and I don't hate it, because once again, I like the idea of many different Jokers, and I personally like to think that he's Dick Grayson after he got beat up and crap by the Joker, and then got turned into Joker. Anyway.
That's a creepy story. That is a terrifying storyline.
Huh?
That storyline's really creepy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because you can even see the J scar burnt into him. Okay. Or actually, no, he has a tattoo, I think, instead. But I think it was a reference to the scar that was on Dick Grayson. Anyway, or was it Dick Grayson or was it Tom Drake?
Tom Drake. It's Tom Drake, right?
Tim Drake. I mean,
whatever. It's been a while. I don't remember all my.
I think it was Tim Drake. Anyway, I haven't seen too much of the animated Batman series, but
that was
I was going to say. I was gonna say my personal favorite Batman and Joker are in the Batman Arkham series.
Oh, well,
they're
yeah.
just
I think a lot of people can agree on that.
they're portrayed so well in that series. I mean, especially Joker for me. I mean, that is the epitome of who Joker is supposed to be for me. I mean, he's the way they had the storyline and everything. I mean, being able to, I think it was in or was it in Origins? It might have been in Origins or Arkham City that you were able to go through Joker's little
That was in Origins.
funhouse. It was in
Which
Origins.
that one was not Mark Hamill, by the way.
Yeah, I know. But I mean,
that was Troy Baker
still,
who did a really good job.
Portrayal of Joker in the whole series. I mean, both those guys did fantastic portraying Joker. But I think I do. Honestly, I think I like the Origins Joker better, just because the storyline is better. Like the origin story is more fun for me.
Which Origins, I believe, is technically a AA title.
Bam! Full circle, right there.
Because that was, yeah, if I recall correctly, it didn't come out at the full price. So it was AA. Don't quote me on that, but if I'm remembering correctly, that is the case.
I'm checking it, and
yeah, go check me on that, because I don't know. I do not know these things of what you are speaking.
Have you what of the Arkham series have you played?
City and Origins. That's it.
Okay.
I haven't.
I
don't have an interest in the other ones really, just because the storyline didn't look interesting enough to me. And Asylum, just I don't know. You always hear Arkham City is better. It's kind of like playing Borderlands 2, and then someone being like, "Go play Borderlands 1," and then you play Borderlands 1, you're like, "This is not as good."
Mm-hmm. Oh darn! Whenever I'm looking up AA for the Batman Arkham series, it's just Arkham Asylum.
Wonder why. That's crazy.
I don't know. I think that it's such a closed community idea, the AA and AAA, that it's not as widely known, so it's harder to find answers.
It is a proper term though. Like it's I'm not like
I know that,
term.
yeah.
But like
I've heard it before, I've just never really cared enough to figure out what it meant.
But like Mutant Year Zero, which came out last year, another game I like a lot, is another AA game. That's really good. I don't know if you'd like it, because you don't really like tactical games, per se. But it was really cool, and I'm glad they did it. It's based off of a Swedish role-playing game.
Okay.
And you play as stalkers, who are these mutants that go out in this post-apocalyptic world to go and scavenge. But the gameplay is... you're looking down above, like normal tactical view, but it's essentially a stealth game, but combat is done in the XCOM turn-based style.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this wonderful puzzle of every time you see enemies, you look and you watch them and you wait for them to get far away from everyone else. And then you go, okay, can I kill this guy with my silent weapons? Or do I need to find some way to stun him? Or am I far enough away to use my loud weapons? Because you want to kind of systematically take down one enemy at a time. Because I think a lot of this is because I'm playing on the harder difficulty and the mode where your characters don't heal after combat is what I played with. So med kits are like super valuable because every point of damage is permanent. So
yeah, that is pretty cool.
But I love that blend of stealth with the XCOM combat, and the world is cool and stuff. But that's another AA game that I think is phenomenal, and I would recommend to anyone that likes turn-based strategy in the slightest. I love it. It's so cool.
Yeah. Okay, do we want to talk about whatever the heck this is? Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie.
I don't even want. I think we put that not even. That's not even AA. That is a B game right there.
Well, it's by Peter Jackson, dude. Like, what the
No,
freak?
Peter Jackson didn't develop it. It's just based off of his King Kong movie.
I kind of honestly forgot that he directed King Kong.
I refuse to watch that movie.
The newer one?
The one that Peter Jackson did.
Oh, he did the older one. Okay.
There's a scene where Andy Serkis' character gets like attacked by these weird like leech things.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it on the TV in a restaurant. And I refused to watch that movie because that scene, I have never watched a scene in a movie and gone, like, I've never been so disturbed by anything in a movie, ever. And that shook me. I was like, nope, I ain't doing it.
So, on really quick, back to the topic of the Arkham series, I highly doubt that Origins was a AA because
It might not have been.
Because the detail that went into that is just as much, if not more, than City.
Well, AA. Well, don't forget, City came out much earlier in time.
That's fair.
That's an older game. Second off, AA's can still look really good. Like Vampire looks good. Mutant Year Zero looks up to stuff, in my opinion. Some people might disagree if they're very technical. But, a lot of that depends on the art style and how smart the developers are with their budget and things.
I would say if any of those is a AA title, it would be Arkham Asylum, because if I remember correctly, it's literally the whole game is just within the asylum.
I don't think
you can't leave it.
What's the studio that made the Arkham games? Rocksteady?
I don't know, honestly.
I think
Rocksteady.
Because I think technically they were AA when they started, if I recall correctly. I don't know. Don't quote me on that again. I'm spitting words out.
All right, we're putting him on it.
Sure. Another double. You want to know? I'm counting. Actually, I'll get into what I'm counting later.
It was Rocksteady. It had 3 developers: Rocksteady Studios, Virtuos, and Feral Interactive.
Interesting. But a AA game, I want to say this counts as AA, and I'm fairly certain for the most part does, because it came out at retail price of $40 or $50, I believe. Oh no, it came out full price. I take it back. I am not going to do that.
Did you know that Call of Duty 2 apparently is a AA title?
That wouldn't surprise me. A lot of games, like before Half-Life 2 came out, games weren't taken too seriously as a business.
Yeah, that's fair.
So AAA games didn't really exist.
Yeah.
During that time frame. So basically every old game is a low budget production. I was going to say The Outer Worlds though, because I thought
The Outer Worlds.
Yeah. Which you would definitely like, because it's Fallout, but space, but not Fallout, because I don't like Fallout, but I like The Outer Worlds. It's made by the people that made the original Fallout's Obsidian.
Interesting.
Which brings
Is this
me...
where you can kill every single NPC?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
But,
that's the only reason I want to play it.
Which brings me to the thing I kind of want to count, but I'm also not sure, was, if you recall, Obsidian before... like, basically, Obsidian made a bunch of games and stuff and things, and then Bethesda kind of bought them out, and then they kind of just fell off the map. And then they did, and this is kind of up in the air if you want to count this as AA, because it's technically a Kickstarter game, is Pillars of Eternity by Obsidian. So I don't know what to count that. It's technically AA in value. It came out at a AA price, the first one did, and it didn't have full-on production value, but it was funded via Kickstarter, so that one's kind of up in the air, how you want to call it. I would technically count it, but, you know.
Whoa, I had no idea this was a thing. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King?
Yeah.
I've not played that, but that's a AA. So is Lord of the Rings Online, Shadow of Agmar.
Well, that once again is an expansion,
Yeah,
so I don't really count that.
Yeah.
Personally. I believe...
I'm interested. Is your favorite game a AA?
No, my favorite game was Darkest Dungeon, which is an indie game.
No, your real favorite game.
No, Sea of Thieves is AAA.
Is it AAA?
Yes. It came out full 60 price.
Guys, he answered. He knows that Sea of Thieves is his actual favorite game.
I hate that game. It has too many problems, and whenever I play it, I get it. And I said it, I'm pretty sure while playing it, there are games that can be played just for the experience, that don't have to have a lot of sustenance because they're there for the experience. But Sea of Thieves is just, it's very thin, it's very threadbare. And it's a pain, because I was excited for it.
Ow, I stubbed my toe and that hurt.
Good job. Let me think of other AA games I know of.
So, I mean, Assassin's Creed actually has like a whole series of AA games.
This is true.
Like, I didn't realize how many freaking games they have, but I mean, they have a lot of games.
They got a lot.
Trying to...
Let's see.
Board games? What? Oh, do we want to talk about how Battlefront 2 is finally where they wanted to be when they started?
I mean, we could talk about it. But
I honestly am really happy that they added co-op, because that's something fun that you can just do with your friends. And
didn't they
you don't
have a co-op mode, like survive waves?
Huh?
Or is it like against AI?
It's against AI, and it's like the old Battlefront 2 style where you're capturing checkpoints or command posts.
Is it really? That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it is actually really fun. And they added a lot to the game, dude. I mean, from everything to new heroes, which I kind of think the newer editions are kind of dumb, because it's BB-8,
right?
Yeah.
Who considers that a hero?
I don't know, but honestly, he's really annoying if you're a trooper, because they're freaking hard targets.
Yeah, if you're adding him, add R2-D2 and C-3PO. I want to talk some droids to death.
Hold on.
Let me talk some
some
stormtroopers to death.
Dude, they should add C-3PO when he gets all mixed up in episode 2, when he has like the droid body. He's like shooting.
He has an ability called Wild Shoot, and he just shoots randomly.
That should be like at least like a playable skin for one of the droids, you know?
That would be hilarious.
That would be really hilarious. But honestly, I think the BB-8 and his whatever his opposite is called.
His evil edition. His evil twin.
Nobody knows the evil guy's name. They just call him Evil BB-8, and he only appeared in one episode. So
it was in episode 8. He appeared for like 3 seconds, and they made a big deal about it in the trailer.
Exactly. They made like a big deal about him, and then he's just there for like 3 seconds. It's like, what is going on? Anyway,
like, really, dude?
I'm wondering if they have some cut scenes with him in it.
I doubt it. I really doubt it.
But I think they are balanced, because if you have literally any other hero, they're screwed. But that
still requires you to have a hero.
Well, I mean, and that's not something that's hard to come by, because really the only instance you're gonna be fighting against them is in big battles where you either can't afford a better hero, or all the other heroes are taken, and so you're like, may as well try it. But
see, my problem with Battlefront 2 was I don't like how shooting feels. It feels really weird, and I don't get it. I don't know what it is about it. There's just something about it. And second, it always felt like I was being shot from somewhere, but I didn't know where. And I couldn't see whoever was shooting at me. And I hate that.
The thing is they changed a lot with some of the weapons, and they added quite a few new weapons, and I know what you mean about how the shooting kind of sucked. But I've tried some of their newer weapons, and they're a lot of fun.
But they still take forever to unlock.
Not really. No, actually, the
new ones not? Because I remember.
The newest set. You can the newest set. Basically, all you do is you need to get 50 kills with each of the classes of troopers in co-op. So literally, you're just killing 50 AI.
That's not
you can get it done in 2 missions, basically.
Yeah. That's not bad.
And I think you would be at least interested with the new sniper rifle, because
I hate the sniper rifle so much in Battlefront, though.
But this is different, and I don't know how you would feel about it, but it's at least different, because the newest sniper rifle shoots more like a real gun. And you have to be a lot more precise with it, actually. But it does a lot of damage when it hits.
I see. That reminds me, I need to go reinstall it so I can play with you guys later.
Cool.
Because I'll join you. Because I'm nice. And I care about you.
I think you'll like the new style, man. I think you're gonna at least appreciate co-op, because
I think I'll appreciate co-op for the nostalgia factor, because I have very high nostalgia for the original game. First PC game I ever played, pretty much the first video game I ever played was the original Battlefront. So
that's the first like really impactful game I ever played. I mean, you know, I remember I've talked about it probably like 5 or 6 times now, but you know, Dark Forces and Tony Hawk, Pro Skater 3, I think, or was it? I think it might have just been Pro Skater.
The only skateboard game I played is Skate 3, and I loved that game. I had good memories with that game.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater is fun because they had a really, really fun version where you would...
Star Wars Battlefront's only 90 gigs. I thought it was more.
Yeah, it's not that big.
I recently installed or uninstalled Modern Warfare just because I wasn't really playing it.
Yeah.
And that's like 200 gigs. It's like ridiculous.
Holy crap, dude.
Because the graphics are so... Like, everyone can admit the graphics of Modern Warfare are incredible. But
yeah. No, it was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. but they had a really fun version in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 where it was like a battle between you and the other skater. So it was me and my brother. And how it worked is you would do different tricks on different objects or whatever, and it would like basically paint that object your color, like blue or red.
Oh, so it's like territory control.
Huh?
It's like a territory control?
Yeah. And so you would have to battle and try to capture their territory, and it was just a lot of fun, dude.
Well, my origins... Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm back.
Do it again. Oh, you're back? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Internet just died.
Oh, okay. I don't know if it was capturing anything that I said.
No,
but...
I paused the recording. It wouldn't have caught you anyway because I couldn't hear you.
Aw, darn, because I was playing rock, paper, scissors with our viewers.
Wait, got none of that.
Are we back, though?
We're back.
Okay, give me a moment because I want to do this. You ready? You ready? Guys, we're going to play rock, paper, scissors right now. Ready?
Oh my gosh.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I got scissors. Let me know what you got in the comments, okay? If I beat you, you have to give me $5 or you have to like the video.
Like the video or you owe Tristan $5.
Exactly. If I beat you, then you have to like the video. If you beat me, then you have to subscribe. And like the video. Because I don't like to lose, no.
Heads I win, tails you lose?
Yeah, exactly.
No, like Zoink Scoob. That is one of my memories from Scooby-Doo. Is always Shaggy going, heads I win, tails you lose. Because he does it so much.
Oh, interesting. So Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast is also a AA game.
Huh.
So is Hitman 2.
Like the original Hitman 2 or the recent one? Because the recent one I'm fairly certain is AAA.
I think it's like an add-on because it's Hitman 2 Silent Assassin.
Oh, add-on again. Once again, weird area add-ons.
Yeah. Resident Evil 0, is that a game?
Yes. It's like a prequel to the first game.
Interesting.
Which... Oh, you know what is... I don't know if you played this, but Remnant from the Ashes is a AA title.
Remnant from the Ashes?
Yes.
I've definitely heard you talk about it.
Yes, it's a very good game. It's like a third-person looter shooter, but with quote-unquote Dark Souls-like combat. Yeah.
I really, really wanted to play that one.
It's really good. They actually brought out a DLC that added a roguelike mode, which I haven't played, but it seems pretty cool.
It's like Monster Hunter World, but you have guns.
Well, it is nothing like Monster Hunter. Oh, you know, one of my favorite AA developers, I want to call him AA, publisher, developer, is Daedalic Entertainment, because they did the Pillars of the Earth game, which is a AA title.
Oh, okay. You know what my favorite AA producer is? Duracell. Oh, why do I do this?
I'm leaving. I am getting up, and I am leaving.
All right, we're done here now.
Hunt Showdown, I believe, counts as AA as well.
Hunt Showdown?
Yeah, because that didn't come out full price, but it's not technically indie. I don't know. I don't know all the specifics of the... I looked at the specifics, but they were all over the place everywhere I looked, so... You know.
It'd be like that sometimes, man.
It do be like that. That's just how it is.
So what about, I almost said the totally wrong title. I'm trying to find it, and I can't.
Fallout New Vegas could technically be a AA, because it's technically an expansion.
That's fair. That's fair enough. That's a good game. That's a really good game.
I tried.
It has Finn's absolute number one favorite mini game
Oh
inside
my gosh,
of
Caravan is so dumb. The rules made no sense because I did what it told me to do, and then it didn't let me do the thing that lets you play the game.
Hey guys, so I actually played Caravan after he was complaining about it, and it works perfectly fine.
Yeah, it worked for you on your computer, not for me on mine. It wouldn't let me.
I think your computer was trying to sabotage you, bro.
It really was. I tried to like Vegas.
It might have been like overheating and like just been like, dude, you're
Oh,
playing too many games. You need to stop.
Overheating on New Vegas, a 10-year plus.
No, what probably was happening is it realized that you're playing a game within a game, and it started to like get the like Inception vibe, and it was like, all right, you need to stop.
I tried. I really tried, but I did not like it.
Not I. AAA. We're talking about AAA and AA.
Oh my days. I tried so hard to like Vegas, but I couldn't get into it. The shooting, I didn't like at all. It felt weird. Like, even worse than Battlefronts. Obsidian actually made.
Oh, yeah, actually. I was about to say, yeah.
Obsidian made Vegas. The people that made the original Fallout.
Yeah.
And Fallout 2.
Yeah. But I mean, it's still kind of the same feel as the Bethesda shooting, honestly.
I wouldn't know. I've only played Vegas.
Oh, okay. See, you went silent for a moment, and you were pondering.
I was watching the footage because it got to the point where the game crashed on me during the middle of a match.
Oof.
And I was going to explain to the viewers that's what happened there. I didn't just leave the game. It crashed, and I had to reload.
No, guys, he rage quit.
Actually, the match just started. Nothing had happened yet.
The match starts, and at the beginning, you're just like, I can't get out of here.
Oh, man. Because, okay, here, I am curious about this. What would you call Valorant?
Valorant?
Because here's the thing, right? Riot Games is basically at the point where they're a AAA company. Like, you can't not call them that because they do their own esports and all that stuff. Like, you can't just say they're some lowly company.
Yeah.
But their games are released for free, yet they still technically have AAA production value.
So you know what's funny? I was looking up, is Valorant a AA game? And so Google comes up with everything, and it highlights like what you're looking for. And I actually found a grammatical error. Wow, a grammatical
grammar error.
A grammatic error in somebody's post because they're trying to say facing a formidable, but they say facing a formidable.
Nice.
It does say AA, but it's not what I'm looking for.
This is not who you seek.
Dude, I just love how I was like gonna totally beat on them for having the error in grammar, and I'm like, yeah, they have that grammatical error.
They have that error.
Error. Enamner. The Germaner.
Swedish
so we go
chef.
from talking about AA games to
Yeah, we're Swedish chef.
Oh, Swedish chef. Okay, well, wow, who's racist now? I was talking about French earlier, but now you're talking about Swedish chefs, and man.
Hey, that is a beloved character. Jeez. Oh my gosh. A Way Out is technically a AA game.
Ooh, that's probably the best AA game that there is then.
It is very good.
It is a really good I mean, you can really only play it once because after the first time, you don't ever want to play it again because you're like, no. But
No, please.
But it's a great game. I was actually considering getting it so that my dad and I could play, but
And you could be like, you're never gonna guess what's gonna happen.
yeah, just like laughing the whole time. I wonder if you play it again, if you could find like little secrets.
I think there are plenty of
Hinting
things
what
we
happened.
missed in our playthrough.
Say what?
I think there are plenty of things we missed in our playthrough. Because we were just
Well,
kind of...
no, what I meant is I'm wondering if there are hints to what the ending is going to be.
Mm.
You know? I feel like if you play it through again, you could see little bits.
Things.
Yeah, little things hinting to what might happen, you know?
Which we won't spoil because the game is not that old.
Yeah, honestly, it's a great game. And the best part about it, if you don't remember or if you missed the episode or whatever, it is a co-op game, so it's like live co-op basically. So your actions,
that's any co-op game.
Okay, but it's split screen.
It is purely you have to play a co-op.
Yeah, you have to play it co-op. And it's not like you have to, as in, oh man, you really should. No, you literally have to.
Which I said when
your decisions and your choices and your actions affect the other person's game. So it's like all happening all at once. It's really fun. You just gotta try it. Get a friend and try it. If you don't have a friend, just let one of us know.
Well, I started playing through... You ever played Gears of War? Or, of course, you're a PlayStation family.
So yeah, but no. Yeah.
I started playing that last night with Justin. Because I've only ever played Gears of War Judgment, which is technically a AA, because it's like a standalone, its own thing, but it's a prequel to the third game. Yeah. And then I played Gears Tactics, which came out recently. And so he's played Gears of War, and I was like, you want to go play through Gears of War, the first one, because I've never played it. And I forgot how awesome the co-op is in that, because in the first mission, as if you play as the first player, you play as Marcus Phoenix, who's like the single player character. And then player 2 plays as Dom, who is giving tutorial stuff to Marcus. And it still goes through and acts basically like you're still playing it single player. And Dom will still do all of his like communication stuff while the other player doesn't have to do that. So it still plays the same as if it was single player, but instead of having an AI companion, you got a human companion, which I think is cool.
Yeah. I don't honestly like that, because I guess it can be cool, and I haven't tried Gears of War, so I don't know what that one is like. But I remember playing Resistance Fall of Man and stuff, and if you play that co-op through the main mission, it's kind of the same idea where you're basically an AI, but you're not. And throughout the mission, it acts as a single player. And I feel like that could take away from, like, it kind of makes the player 2 feel like, oh, I don't really matter, you know?
Oh, I don't get that from Gears at all. Maybe it's just the way Resistance was written and designed versus how Gears is. Mm-hmm. But like in Gears, even playing as Dom, I still feel just as involved.
Yeah. Well, I think the reason it might be different is because, I don't remember the main guy's name, the main character, he's like basically a hybrid, because so the Chimera are actually the alien race, yeah. And then he was like infected, and he's supposed to turn into a Chimera, or like, you know, their weird Chimera version of chimeras, because that's how technically it would work. But anyway, but he doesn't, and something about him, like, I don't know, kind of like makes him almost superhuman. But
so player 2 basically does not get access to the powers, is what you're saying?
Well, it's not that. It's just that because he's supposed to be the only one who's experienced this, being player 2, it doesn't actually give you any ability.
Basically, it's not designed for co-op, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Because that's
co-op,
the thing about Gears. Gears was designed with co-op in mind.
Yeah. Yeah. So, as player 2, you still have the same abilities, but it's just that you're a character that isn't the, chosen one or whatever,
You were supposed to be the chosen one.
It would be like playing Skyrim, but you're not the Dragonborn,
Mm-hmm. I actually, personally, I think that would be kind of fun. Like, you get the Dragonborn, his traveling companion, who's player 2. I don't know, there's something about that just sounds like some fun. Like, sure, you don't get the abilities of the Dragonborn, but the shouts aren't that cool. Anyway, in my opinion. So.
It's always fun to sort of somebody off the throat of the world.
Oh, well, yeah, that's funny, but the shouts never felt like, this is the coolest thing. I never felt the urge to go and hunt down all of the dragon words to empower my shouts.
There are some of the shouts that are really, really cool. Like, there's one where you can basically bring a storm. So you're kind of like Thor. You can actually,
and Dragon Thor.
Dragon Thor. Yeah, I'm the Dragon Thorn.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Spin-off series, let's go.
Big palm to forehead.
What?
I said big palm to forehead.
I'm very confused.
Face palm.
Oh.
Just in a different phrasing. Anyway.
That was... okay.
That's why you have me, for my uniqueness and for my stupidity. You just gotta.
One of those is correct.
Well, yeah. And it's definitely uniqueness.
Yeah, no.
Just silently trails off.
No.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, is another AA game I really like. So, it's Phoenix Point, which is by the guy that created the original XCOM back in the 90s.
Okay.
And, he didn't make Enemy Unknown or XCOM 2. XCOM 2 is still the best XCOM. But he went off, made his own studio, and then came out with Phoenix Point last year. I think it was last year. But I enjoy Phoenix Point a lot, and I play it, on the side. After I finish an XCOM 2 campaign, whether I win or lose, I like to go and play Phoenix Point, because it's extremely different, so I feel... I'm getting that same tactical feeling, but it feels very different, so I still get that tactical gameplay I want, but it doesn't feel as repetitive as just starting a new campaign right away in XCOM.
That's pretty cool.
And plus, I really like the enemy designs in Phoenix Point, because they're all water-based. Because it's about, this Pandora virus that sweeps Earth. And, people go into the water, and then there are these, mutant... And the crabs start attacking people. And there are these fish things. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then your soldiers die because their head gets disabled and they bleed out. And you're like, I couldn't do anything.
Wait, their head gets disabled?
Yeah, so unlike XCOM, where it's just percentage based to hit things, it does the Valkyria Chronicles style, where you actually get to aim your shots.
Oh, interesting.
Basically, you get a circle, right?
Yeah.
And there's an outer circle and an inner circle. The inner circle, there's a 50% chance for your bullets to go anywhere in that inner circle. Otherwise, there's a 100% chance your bullets are going somewhere in the overall circle. Because instead of just XCOM where you push a button and it's this is your percentage to hit and you either just hit or don't, this one, all of the bullets are tracked individually and they can hit different things. Cover actually blocks bullets instead of just giving you a higher percent chance of not getting hit.
Do you prefer that to the typical XCOM style?
I like them both. Because like, Phoenix Point's aiming system is nothing new for me, because I played Valkyria Chronicles, which has that style of aiming for shooting. But I like them both for different reasons. There's annoyance in XCOM where it's like 80% chance to hit and you miss, but that's also kind of like, oh, come on. Whereas with the aiming stuff, sometimes it does the same thing, because it's like, aha, you have this much of a chance to hit the thing you're aiming at, but then your bullet goes and hits the guy's gun instead and does 0 damage to them. And you're like, I really didn't want to disable their gun. I wanted to disable their arm so they can't use this ability. Because basically all of the body parts have different health bars and such.
That is really cool. I mean, that kind of honestly is similar to the idea of how it works. I can't remember what it's called, but within Fallout, they have like a system kind of like that.
Yeah, the crippling system.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, if you want my comparison to XCOM for Phoenix Point is XCOM if it were extremely technical. Because you have to manage everything. You have to produce the ammunition for your soldiers. Grenades are one-time use only. Medkits. One interesting thing is in XCOM, if your soldiers get injured, even if you use a medkit on the field, they still have to heal for a few days before they're back to being fully healthy. Whereas in Phoenix Point, medkits will heal them completely, and that includes after the mission. But your soldiers only heal if you take your Firebird, or whatever it's called, your Manticore, back to your Phoenix base.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then you have to sit at your base for a while and let your soldiers heal. So it's a lot more technical in that regard, because you do have to manage that. But
I feel like something like that would be interesting for like the Revolutionary War, the American Revolution, because like they were low on supplies as far as like actually finding bullets and stuff. So it'd be interesting.
You know what the difference is, though? If your leg gets disabled, that thing's getting cut off.
Exactly, yeah. You're an amputee. Woo!
Congratulations. You've been
Dude, that reminds me of The Patriot.
Of what?
Have you not seen The Patriot?
No.
Dude, you gotta see The Patriot. It's a good movie.
I gotta watch a lot of movies.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fair. I like that Netflix is bringing a lot of like really talked about movies, or like classic movies, like what was the one that I saw recently that I've heard a lot of people talk about? I'm trying to find it here. Where's my list? Why did they hide my list? Give me my list.
Give it back.
Oh, my list. It's at the top. Duh.
Oh yeah, it's right where I left it.
I was scrolling trying to find it, and I was like, oh, it's at the top. Can't find it now. Darn, I was gonna be like awkward silence. Oh, by the way, everybody, you should watch Gallivant because it's amazing and it's awesome. And it's just something else.
That's for sure.
What was the one?
Have you seen The Chosen yet?
The Chosen?
Yeah.
The Chosen.
The Chosen. You haven't seen it yet, have you?
I don't think so.
Okay. It's a show about Jesus' life.
Oh, duh.
That
The
one?
Chosen.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Have you seen it?
I haven't. I have it on my phone. I'm
it is, because I went into it skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
My as a like someone that's studied the Bible a fairly decent amount, I was skeptical because, you know, the only good biblically, like the only good biblical thing I've ever watched, in my opinion, is Ben-Hur, and even then, that's only partially about Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the subtitle is A Tale of Christ for the book.
I was afraid it was going to end up being something like the freaking Noah's Ark one that came out.
Yeah.
That was total bullcrap.
Have you seen the Ten Commandments?
The Ten Commandments.
Yeah, with Charlton Heston.
I feel like I have, but I'm honestly not positive.
Because that one's interesting. It's fairly good at showing the life of Moses, but
yeah,
it's weird. It's okay. Very famous movie. But no, The Chosen is very good. Like, really good. They take some creative liberties here and there, but they tell you that at the start.
Mm-hmm.
Just to give like the characters some more background stuff, the stuff the Bible doesn't talk about, doesn't tell you, and it's really good. Like, for example, Matthew, they make him. I don't think autistic is the word, but he's like he's not very good at being social because he's a tax collector. So he's very good at like numbers and being analytical and stuff. And like no one likes him. What?
Socially awkward.
Yeah, he's socially awkward. And I like that because I watched that and I was like, oh yeah, the Bible kind of talked about Matthew not being very good speaking. A little bit. I was like, I never really considered that.
Cough, Moses.
Yeah, just like Moses. But then, like, I don't know if you would know this. I don't know much you know about Jewish culture, but like dogs were frowned upon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so there's a part where he like gets a dog, and then a Roman guy later says like, "Of course you have a dog," because the Jews didn't like having a dog was not something you did.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was really cool.
So you know what the coolest part about their creative liberties and everything is? Is that they have, on set, they always have, I believe, like...
They've got, like, a head person from, like, every sect of Christianity.
Exactly, yeah. So they always have people on set, you know, analyzing what's going on and making sure, hey, this is historically accurate, you know, or at least this is something that would have possibly happened in this time. So
yeah.
the creative liberties that they're taking are very informed, very you know, very thought out and heavily processed, you know. So they're not just like throwing stuff like, oh yeah, Jesus liked to do backflips, like, you know.
There's the third episode. It's really like Jesus gets introduced in the first episode. And one thing I liked about it too is in the first episode there's a thing that happens. I won't spoil for you, just because you haven't seen it. But they take a premature standpoint on it, and I was happy with that because the Bible is very, you know, it's not hunky dory family friendly in a sense. It's serious. It is. This is what happens. You need to know these terrible things.
Yeah.
But the third episode's where Jesus really gets introduced, and it's him with a bunch of kids that find him because he's staying outside of the city that he's at the start. Yeah. Which makes sense. And I never really thought about that he would do that, but it makes sense when you think about it. And the way he interacts with kids and the guy that plays Jesus does such a good job at it. It's like that's exactly how I pictured him behaving with children. The way he does, which I thought was really cool. Yeah. And funny story, the guy that plays Jesus he does one of the soldier voices for the American soldiers in XCOM. too.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he does. I don't know which voice it is. I want to find out exactly which voice it is, and then create a custom soldier and call him Jesus.
That's so cool. That would be awesome, dude.
So I need to go find out which U.S. soldier voice it is, because there's like 6 or 7 options.
Is there a way to bring a soldier back if he dies?
Not really.
Okay, I was about to say that'd be hilarious if he died and then you brought him back. It's like, Jesus, boy, he's back.
I have to wait 3 days.
Yeah, you wait 3 days, he's back. Yeah. Or what if like
back Advent
named Jesus and then he died,
but he just comes back 3 days later.
Game glitches and he's back.
That'd be fine.
Jesus is like, I ain't dying.
It's also cool because, like Peter has taken a big role, and I like Peter a lot. He's my favorite of the disciples because he's like the one that's superhuman amongst them all. He screws up the most.
Yeah.
And so he's always been my favorite of the 12. And
I've
cool.
always liked him for the radical change, you know, for being as radical as he is, you know, about his pursuit of Christ.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though. It's very good. And you know Raul from Destiny? The guy that does the engrams, his actor, isn't it?
Wait, what?
Yeah, he plays Nicodemus.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't really hear.
Oh, you didn't hear. You know Raul from Destiny?
Yes.
The guy that does the engrams, yeah. He's also in The Mummy. He plays the museum curator. That guy plays Nicodemus.
You know, for a moment, I got so confused for a second. I thought I was thinking Destiny as in the church, but for some reason my mind went to The Anchor. And I was thinking Raul from The Anchor. I was like, he's what? I was like, what are you talking about right now?
No. Flipping engram, dude. Yeah, he's in it.
Yeah.
And he plays Nicodemus.
So I also heard that apparently since Philip, Andrew, and Peter were from Bethsaida, that apparently they took the creative liberty of saying that I think 2 of them, I think maybe, I don't know which ones, but somebody told me that they made them like friends or something, like they knew each other before.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I mean that's something you don't think about. I mean they're from the same city. Well, it's very likely that they at least saw each other, you know?
It's also like Matthew is the tax collector for the town that Peter and Andrew and them are in.
Oh yeah.
Which makes some sense. So
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy that played Jesus, or plays Jesus, Jonathan Romy, he was from New York. He was in Death Stranding. He played the mules in Death Stranding. He played Russell in Days Gone. Oh, wow. He did some voices in Black Ops 4 and God of War, in Agents of Mayhem, Mafia 3.
That's so crazy, dude.
He plays Jack Cabot in Fallout 4.
That's interesting.
I don't know who Jack Cabot is, but I figured you might because you know Fallout 4.
The name's familiar, but I can't put a face to it. Kind of like in real life.
Kind of like in real life. I just can't think of it.
Actually, I'm far better at faces than names, but...
Jack Cabot. Let me look him up. Jack Cabot.
Jack Cabbage.
Images. He's got glasses, black hair, and a white suit.
Oh, he's the guy from the beginning. Wait.
No, not that guy. That guy had a brown suit. I know the game well enough to know that.
I'm so confused as to who this guy is.
Maybe he's from the beginning. No?
It's not. No, it's not the same guy. That guy had like white hair and he had like a.
He can become old, apparently.
Huh?
Let's see. I don't know. Anyways, he plays that guy.
Coolio.
Let's see, Jonathan. Or Romy.
Intriguing.
I want to figure out which voice he does.
Dude, I wonder if they're looking for actors for the next season.
Count me in.
Yeah, dude, for real. Like, that would be super awesome, man.
I would be down. For sure. That would be awesome.
Like, even if it's volunteer, even if it's not paid.
It's like, count me in. Let me in! Let me in!
Let me in! Let me in! What the heck?
The heck?
It was, I clicked on the Mother's Day thing above Google. Or for Google.
Yeah, is this the part where we say Happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there? To you?
No.
Oh, we don't like moms?
No.
Moms aren't special.
We don't even need moms.
We don't
bro.
have mothers.
We don't have mothers. We are actually
People just think we sprout out the ground.
No, so actually what happens, like, at least, speaking for myself, I'm, I guess, wait, is that, like not a sea urchin? Are sea urchins asexual?
I don't know.
Anyway, I formed myself. I was I was just like walking around one day, and then all of a sudden I just split for myself. And I was like, "What the freak?" And
So
then
you're like a starfish.
Persons, huh?
So you're like a starfish.
Yeah, like a starfish.
Starfish. Starfish are weird creatures.
Finn is a plant, and I'm a starfish.
Wait, plant?
Dude, we're literally SpongeBob and Patrick.
No, well, you're Patrick.
What the heck? I didn't even mean to do that, but...
What?
Huh?
What'd you do? You said I didn't mean to do that.
No, I was just joking around because, like you said, you sprouted from the ground, and I was like, well, Finn's a plant, and I'm a starfish. And then I was like, oh, that's SpongeBob and Patrick.
I was referencing Gimli, but...
Oh, yeah. Well...
People think we just sprout from holes in the ground. I can't do Gimli's voice. Okay, here's a AA title, because it was Kickstarter funded. Is The Bard's Tale 4, which I was telling you need to play.
Yes.
So, let me tell you about this game. And for anyone watching, you can catch me streaming it on Twitch Wednesdays. It is hilarious. But, like, for example, there are 4 classes in the game. The top class is Bard, because it wants you to play as a Bard.
Yeah.
You want to know how the Bard works. I'm not playing a Bard. I'm playing what is the Wizard class in this game, because that's
well, of course. What other class would you, Finn, play?
Rogue.
That's fair. But
the Bard...
Go for a studious wizard type.
Yep. But the Bard, to use their spells, they have to drink alcohol. They have to be drunk.
That's great, dude. It's like it kind of reminds me of Geralt. Not that he has to be drunk, but he just it's almost like he fights better when he's drunk.
I don't recall that ever.
They mentioned something about it in the show.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Might have actually been the opposite. It might have been that they were saying, imagine how well you'd fight if you weren't drunk or something like that.
It's something. I don't know. I don't recall a moment in the book or in the game with that, but I could be mistaken. It can happen.
No, it can't, Finn.
You're not allowed to be wrong. But like everyone in Bard's Tale 4 has like British accent to the max.
Like exaggerated, like Americanized British accents?
No, I mean it still sounds pretty good, but it's like lay it on thick. Like proper British through and through.
So not like how Bilbo feels.
What?
Not like too little butter spread on too much toast.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
too much butter spread on too little toast.
Yeah. Right. Not like
Totally
that.
right.
But it's like they're thick English accents, and it's great. Because it's purely done on purpose to be like, this is kind of funny.
Yeah.
But it's great, and so I found myself reading and saying everything in a thick English accent.
So there's a bard, practitioner, fighter, and rogue?
Yep. And I'm playing a practitioner. And it's done kind of like in an old school dungeon crawling game format.
Yeah.
So it's like first person, but the battles are done to where you see the enemies, and they're on kind of a grid, and your party's on a little grid, but they're at the bottom of your screen.
Is it turn-based?
Yes.
Okay.
It's done where you get a certain amount of opportunities per turn. You start out with 3. I'm at 4 currently. Are you okay?
I just found like some real chunky cultists.
But you have a certain amount of opportunities, and you split them amongst all of your party members to do different things.
Okay.
And also, when you enter combat, sometimes they're like, "Oh, you want to fight us?" And they're like shaking their rears at you. It's hilarious. It's so funny.
So they're basically telling
It's
you to
freaking Monty Python.
That's great.
Like
dude.
if Monty Python were a video game. But
Dude, why isn't there a Monty Python video game? Monty Python and the Holy Grail, the video game. That should be a thing.
That would be a AA game.
Would it, or would it be a B?
It would have to be, because it'd have to joke on the poor production value, just like the movie did.
Well, I thought B was lower production value.
It is, but I just said AA because that's our topic.
Yeah, fair
There's
enough.
no real thing such as a B game. It doesn't really exist. But
Oh my gosh. Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail is a video game.
oh no,
Dude! I want to play this so bad.
it's probably
And it's
trash.
1996.
Oh my gosh,
Developer 7th Level. I've never heard of him.
I've heard of them actually.
Award Satellite Award for Best Interactive Productive.
Was it
CD-ROM.
like click adventure, point and click adventure?
It's looking like that probably is how it works. It honestly kind of looks like what the heck is it called? Wow, now I'm totally brain farting right now.
I don't think it looks like WoW.
The one where you're like in the caravans going to
Oregon Trail?
Yeah, Oregon Trail. Yeah, it honestly looks like that kind of style.
Huh. So
Like,
text-based almost.
Yeah, almost text-based, but it's like you have choices. Yeah,
Gotcha.
it gives you choices for each thing.
Intriguing. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed.
That's so funny, dude.
I didn't know that existed.
Oh my gosh. This is so weird.
Oh man. That's crazy. Absolutely bananas.
Wait, there's... Oh my gosh, there's an Easter egg in Wild Hunt for the Holy Grail.
Is there really?
The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Quest for the Holy Grail Monty Python. Apparently there's an Easter egg.
That's funny.
That is awesome, dude. And there's the bunny? Oh my gosh!
What?
Do you remember the white bunny that like is just a killer bunny? Apparently that's part of the Easter egg in
Is that in Monty Python, that bunny?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Oh dude, that's like one of the funniest parts with the holy hand grenade of Arimathea.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, dude, it's like
right, yeah. I remember
what?
that.
It's just a little bunny. What is it gonna do? And then they walk up, they're like, ah! It kills them. That is so funny, dude. I want to hop on Witcher 3 now and
Just
and find that.
Go find that quest. It's probably a high level quest.
It probably is. That's so cool. I'm so excited when they do Easter eggs like that. That's like the best thing you can add to a game, dude. It adds so much value to a game. Like the Minecraft Easter egg in Borderlands.
Mm-hmm.
Or Borderlands 2, I think.
Yeah, it's in 2. It's in the Toxic Clans.
Yeah. That's funny, dude.
There's a Destiny reference in Borderlands 3.
Is there?
Yeah.
That's
You fight a Dingle Ghost, which is a reference to how in the prototype Peter Dinklage was going to be the ghost.
Yeah.
And that stopped, so.
That's pretty cool, dude. Dinkle Ghost. Dinkleberry.
I've never actually played Borderlands 3, but I know it's there, because I know things. I
haven't
drink and I know things.
Either. But, I mean, honestly, it's too much for me. I can't. I haven't even finished Borderlands 2 all the way through.
I actually have Master Chief Collection now, because I have Game Pass.
You do?
Yeah. I don't have it installed.
We should play! Because I love Master Chief.
We should play. I told Justin I would play with him though, so because we were playing Gears.
Yeah, dude, it's honestly it's a lot of fun, dude. Of course, right now they only have Combat Evolved and Halo Reach, but they're adding them as they go.
Combat Evolved was the first game, right?
Yeah, Combat Evolved was the first Halo game, and then Halo
Reach
happens chronologically before Combat Evolved.
Yes, that I knew. Because Reach is the only one I've played. Because Halo Reach. People don't like Reach, actually. Did you know that?
I think you're mixing it up.
No, people didn't like Reach. They didn't like its multiplayer mode, to be exact.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it added, like, the abilities. You remember it's got like the armor up and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, people didn't like that.
If I'm remembering correctly, I know a lot of people were kind of upset about Halo. Which one was it?
5?
Halo
4?
Halo 5 games, yeah. Or no, wait, was it ODST? No, I think a lot of people
like ODST, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So I think it's Guardians that they don't like. Halo 5 Guardians, yeah. But I love the actual storyline to Halo Reach. It's a great storyline.
I liked it too.
And I honestly like the multiplayer. There are a lot of peekers and a lot of tryhards, but I mean you can have that with every game. There's absolutely no peeking in CS:GO. No, but I mean, you're gonna have that with every game, really.
That's literally every first-person shooter ever.
Yeah, I mean that's how it be. But it's still fun, dude. Especially like the what are they called? The fun pack or whatever. Where it's just a whole bunch of random things. Like there's like a golfing version. It's kind of like skee ball, but like you have like golf clubs and you're hitting golf balls into the skee ball things, and you can kill each other at the same time. It's so weird, dude. And then of course they have like infection and all kinds of fun stuff. But yeah, it's quite fun. I've wanted to get into Halo for such a long time, but we were always a PlayStation family, so that wasn't an option for me.
I like that all the Xbox stuff is on PC.
Yeah, which is why PC Master Race is.
Yeah.
It stands
because we can actually play some PlayStation stuff too.
Yeah.
With they have their own kind of streaming service kind of thing where you can play PlayStation exclusives. All you need is a PS4 controller.
Oh, that's cool. So like Spider-Man?
Yep. I believe Spider-Man's on there. God of War's on there. The only reason I would get though is if Persona 5 gets on there.
Yeah.
Because Persona.
They so need to bring back Lord of the Rings Battlefield.
Conquest.
Not Conquest. Conquest is the one.
Conquest is like the Battlefront one.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle Earth is what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh, that one. I like Conquest more.
The RTS. That
Conquest,
is the single best RTS out there, bro. For real.
But Conquest.
Huh?
But Conquest.
Conquest is good, but I just miss. I mean, I still have Conquest on my PS3.
I love Conquest.
It's fun, yeah. I love the Heroes versus Villains mode.
Nah.
You see like 50 Saurons running around. It's like, what the freak?
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 50 of them.
Yeah.
We're all gonna die. Alright. Well, that was your weekly dose of the Distract3d Podcast.
Hey guys, so if you liked this video, please go ahead and show us that you did by liking the video. Actually, physically. Please. We would definitely appreciate that. Also, guys, go ahead and share this with your friends. Maybe they will enjoy some insanity too. Hey, maybe you can use it as a prank. Say, hey, this is a really awesome podcast, and then send it to them, and they're like, what am I watching? But, I don't know.
But then
maybe
they like it anyway.
send it to your mom on Mother's Day, because she would love to watch our podcast, I'm sure.
Because then you could be like, Mom, at least I didn't turn out like these guys.
Exactly, See? Boom. Also, if you would, subscribe for more, because we have a lot more content that we're planning on
Releasing.
creating, I suppose. So.
I will potentially, if people are interested, release the entire Bard's Tale 4 Let's Play I'm doing over on Twitch on the channel, if people want, so they can have that for funsies and things.
For funsies.
Yep. I'm also streaming Gears of War when I play that. As
you heard it here.
My first time through.
First, folks. The Finster 1012 is playing the Gears of War.
I am.
And he'll be streaming it.
Yep.
Or recording. Probably recording, right?
I'm streaming it. I streamed it last night when we played.
Okay.
So you can go watch the VOD over on twitch.tv/Finster1012. And with that,
bye!